Do not start a business on something that's trending. What's up guys, welcome back to a new YouTube video. I'm Lewis, where I'll be doing DIYs, giving you some business tips. Now, I'm not a professional, but things that I learned as somebody that works for their self, pretty much. And pretty much things that I want to share with the internet. So I just want to thank all the new subscribers. Welcome. I thank you for subscribing to the channel. Today I will be talking about things you might need to know before you start a business, small business, or whatever it is. So these are things that I learned. Now, I'm not a professional at all, but these are just some things that I did learn. I have it all here so I could make sure I hit every point, because if I don't write it down, I'll be rambling and all over the place. So the first thing that I learned, that I've seen that you have to do if you want to start a small business, it sounds so obvious, but a lot of people just don't do it. It's to be yourself, pretty much. I know that sounds very cliche, corny, whatever you want to call it. A lot of people put on fronts and act like somebody they're not, just to sell products, when you don't really have to do that with today's social media, pretty much. So yeah, I found that very helpful, especially with a platform like TikTok. It will probably call you out for it. But yeah, and another thing, just because somebody else is doing it doesn't mean you can't do it. I always get this, how do I start a business? People ask me all the time, how do I start, or what should I sell? It's not really up to me what you should sell. But just because somebody else is doing it doesn't mean you can't do it. It's over 100,000 people selling lip glosses on TikTok, the internet, and Instagram, Facebook, everywhere. But you got to think about it. It's also 1 million Targets, 1 million Walmart selling the same thing. So if you look at it like that, then you should be able to sell your product. T-shirts, you just have to stand out from what competition, I guess. But just think about it as you just doing you. You like to do what you do, and eventually, I promise you, the money will come. And that's another thing. Don't focus on the money, because I'll get into that later. But don't focus on the money. Don't have the mindset, I'm about to be rich in 2-3 months. It could happen if you put in the work, but don't have that mindset. When I first started, because I started off with t-shirts, you're crazy. You're about to leave your job to sell t-shirts. You're about to leave your job to sell, you're not going to make no money. You're going to be called crazy a lot. And you have to take a step back and think about who's calling you crazy. It's always the older people. I'm talking like 40 up. They call you crazy because they're so stuck in the mindset of a 9 to 5. That's all they know, and that's all they were taught, pretty much. A 9 to 5. You have to have a 9 to 5. You can't be successful working for yourself. You're gonna get called crazy a lot, and trust me, I still get you really doing that. And yeah, it's people that still stuck in this old 1920s, and they were never taught about how to actually make money for yourself. So don't let that get to you at all. I never let it really get to me. It never really got to me. I didn't give a fuck who was saying what, or whatever the case may be. But you can't let that get to you, because you will be called crazy a lot. People will still suggest you should just work here, you should just work here. If you love what you're doing, never give in to what somebody else is saying, because you already know what you want to do. And eventually, like I said, the money will come, and then that's how you shut them up. You will lose people. Some of those friends that you thought were your friends, you will have to let them go, because I'm telling you, the wavelength, it won't be the same. The mindset won't be the same. So you're going to have to let people go. People not going to understand what you're doing. People won't support you. You just going to have to let some people go. And it sounds crazy now, but if you don't have people that's pretty much on the same page as you and don't get it, and they see how People will hate on you. That's what I'm saying. People will hate on you that you think are your friends. They will hate on you. And they will have something, don't know why or what for, but they will have something against you because y'all will raise the same way pretty much, and now that you're trying to do better, they feel a certain type of way towards you. I don't know why is that. I don't know why is that. I don't know what else to say about that, but you will have to let people go. That's just how it is. I promise you, you will hear that a lot. You're gonna have to let people go. That's even without trying to start a small business or a business for yourself or anything. You just don't have to let people go. Like I said, you're gonna have to leave people behind. A lot of people, that's another point. You're gonna have to, it's the same thing, but you're gonna have to leave people behind. A lot of people not gonna be basically mentally prepared or they don't want to see you do better. That's pretty much what I can say. That's all I can really say. Not everybody will support you. Those friends and that family member you think that love you, they won't support you. It will be a stranger that supports you faster than your own family members. It sounds crazy, but you will understand this in the long run. You will have a stranger buy a product or ask you something before your own family member or friend. So you just gotta be prepared that everybody don't like you like they say they like you. Everybody's not gonna support you like they say they love you. You have to understand that this is a road you decide to take, and you have to see it as it is what it is. That's what you gotta say. Everybody won't support you. Sometimes in the case, nobody will support you that you know and love. So you just gotta be prepared for that as well. And you just have to understand you can't care what people think. You can't compare yourself to other people. You can't care what people say. You just can't. Because if you let those things get to you, you might as well not even start in the beginning. Because you have to look at other people's opinion on you or what you're doing, and then you have to look at what they're doing. Because if you're trying to start a business, as an example, you're trying to start a t-shirt business, and you have people that's just saying negative stuff for no reason, but then you have to look at what they're doing. They're not really doing anything with their life. They're sitting in the house playing games. They probably still live with their mama. And, you just have to fuck what people say, promote your business, do what you gotta do, and eventually move away from the city, I guess. So you have to not listen to what people say, because if you do that, you might as well, that's the number one thing. If you listen to what people say, you might as well literally not even start in the beginning, because it's a lot of negative people online. It's a lot of negative people online. A lot. I still get negative things towards me, but I don't care. So it's like, you can't be scared to put content out there or, pictures out there to promote your business because of what somebody else is saying, because that's going to hold you back. You're not going to make no money if you're scared to promote your own business, or you're scared to hear feedback. Feedback is good. It could be negative feedback. It could be good feedback. All feedback is good. But if you're scared to hear that feedback, you might as well not even start, because you will limit yourself from making money. So, yeah. Another big thing is you have to want to do it. Now that sounds very stupid. That sounds very, very dumb. But I've seen a lot of people start and a lot of people stop. Like, one day they're starting their business, it's promotion everywhere, and then boom, bow, they're working for somebody else, which I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I don't want to make this video seem like I'm just better than anybody else. I'm literally giving y'all things that I've seen, learned, and adapted to, pretty much. I'm still not at the level that people think I am, so I'm just giving you tips that I learned. So I don't want to make it seem like I'm better than anybody else, because like I said in my videos, I will still work for somebody if I have to, but it's just not a choice that I want to do. So, but I've seen a lot of people start and I've seen a lot of people stop, because some people it's hard. It's not easy. People think it is so easy. You will have to stay up late. You will have to stay up very late. 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, you're going to sleep. A lot of people can't handle that. So I've seen a lot of people stop and start and stop. Because the time, and they glamorize it on YouTube, start a small business, only 5 steps. It's not 5 steps. You got to think about, when I started, I'll just give you an example. When I started, there was no sleep, there was no eating, the house was a mess all the time because I had to focus, because I put myself in maybe everybody is not a bad situation, but I put myself in a situation where I only had $40. So I had to stay up 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, but you will too. So don't think just because I had to do that because I put myself in a bad situation that you won't. You will. If you want, the more you spend time on your business, the more money you will make. And if you can't stay up past 12 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, then you will not make no money. I'm just saying. Now, that's just how it is. And that's what I'm saying. You have to want it. And the time you have to spend on that, your business, it gets a lot of people. A lot of people can't deal with that. And it's just not the time. You have to do paperwork. You have to promote. You have to make content. You have to constantly be... Social media in itself is a full-time job. I don't care what nobody say. Unless you got a person that's doing that for you, that's a full-time job. Making content, that's a full-time job. And you have to make items. And you have to ship out items. All these are full-time jobs. So if you're only one person doing that, it's not easy at all. So if you don't want it, you can't... Like I said, you might as well not even start. So yeah. I am sorry that it looks like I need to be in a straitjacket because how white this background is, but I'm still trying to figure out where I want to film in the house and then put elements in the background so I won't look like this. So yeah. And another thing, in the beginning, you will be broke. Just take my word for it. Unless you got money stacked up, piled up, ready to be, invested into this business, you will be broke. Because every cent you have has to go back into that business. And you probably won't be able to pay yourself. For me, it took a year and a half for me to be able to pay myself. So I'm literally probably, last year I just started touching some money for myself. So yeah, you won't be able to pay yourself because all the money you have, it has to go into packing, shipping labels, and shipping supplies, and the products, promotions, and then you got bills on top of that if you live on your own. So it's like you will be broke in the beginning, which is not a bad. I didn't have a problem with being broke. I don't really buy shoes or clothes anyway for myself like that. Look, the thrift store might just become your best friend. If you got a problem with the thrift store, then you have a problem within yourself or something. But look, you will be broke in the beginning. And it's okay. You can't go out to the movie. Ain't nobody going to the movies now anyway. But you can't go out, which is now, it's a good time because you're not really spending that money, but all your money will go towards your business. And for me, I didn't have a problem with that. A lot of people might, and that's where the business go. It don't go nowhere. But yeah. Last thing I want to say before, I don't want to make this video too long. I will be making more videos like that. So if you enjoyed the video so far, please feel free to subscribe to the channel. Give this video a thumbs up or share this video to somebody. But the last thing I want to say that will happen, you can't get comfortable. Yes, let's say you got a product. It's doing amazing. That one product you're able to buy a car, pay bills, pay rent, and still have money for yourself. You can't get comfortable with that one product unless that's a very expensive product. Even then, you still have to keep pushing out new products. You still have to reinvest in new product. Like, you can't get comfortable with one thing. You will have to adjust to what's trending sometimes. Depending on what you're doing, you will have to adjust on what's trending. And it ain't cheap. Trust me. Adjusting your business is not cheap. So you can't stay stuck on the same product forever. Even people that sell lashes and lip gloss. They eventually add clothing to their sites and things like that. They add purses and things like that. So you can't get stuck on, you can't get too comfortable selling just that one thing, because eventually that popularity or that trend will die down. And please do not start a business on something that's trending. That will be over before it even starts. Believe me when I tell you, do not start a business just because that item is trending, because it will flatline and you will lose a lot of money. That's just that. Listen to me when I tell you that. But that's all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see more videos like this, please feel free to subscribe to the channel and share this video. I will have more. I know I'm not showing a lot of my business stuff that's going on because right now I'm still in the process of moving. So I'm really late on these orders, and that I have to hurry up and get them out, and recording everything is taking a lot of time. Plus right now it's the slow time, so it's February. I don't expect business to start picking up until like next month. So I'm getting still a few orders every now and then, but it's like not really the best time. It is, it could be worse, but right now, I'm just, but I will be doing a pack with me video, a couple of DIYs in the near future. But I'm still trying to get settled into the apartment and get everything in its place so I won't have to be rambling. And I'm pretty much preparing for some new items, some accessories that I'm putting out, some tote bags and scrunchies. So yeah, please give this video a thumbs up. But again, thanks for watching and see you in the next one. Peace.